What is going on, guys? Just gonna go over props and my bets for UFC 268. Made this video earlier, but it was a little too long, so I wanted to shorten it up. This will be my third time doing this video. Just go over props, and I'll show you my bets. And yeah, we'll be tracking profit from here on out. We are, I believe, 1.8 units in the green on the year or on the two events I've posted these. And we went 2.6 in the green last week. We went red on the first one I did. It was a little bit of a tricky card. But yeah, let's get right into it. So we got Iangary by KO, TKO. I like that one. Money's been coming in on it. I got it in a couple parlays earlier in the week at plus 120. So money's definitely coming in on it. Should be noted that Jordan Williams does just kind of have that zombie mode game to him. Like he can just walk. He's just gonna walk forward. He's gonna eat punishment, and he's gonna look to land a big shot of his own. And he's done it before. He knocked out Gregory Rodriguez. This is a win that's aging really well, but I just think the distance management and the ability to fight at range and the defense are just gonna keep Iangary out of danger of that, and I think he's just gonna eventually get the KO because Jordan Williams' defense not that great. He has a chin, don't get me wrong. He definitely has a chin, even though he's been knocked out. It's just you have to hit him a few times before he gets knocked out. But yeah, I like Iangary by KO TKO, like that prop. CJ Vergara by KO TKO, really like this one, especially because it's the first fight of the night. I broke this one down in depth on my channel. I mean, yeah, on the channel. Jeez. So yeah, that video's up there. I believe it's our most viewed video too. So appreciate all the new support. But yeah, as the first fight of the night, I definitely like CJ Vergara by KO at plus 320. We can go see the rationale for that one. Justin Gaethje KO TKO plus 100. Definitely like this one, and I think Chandler looked pretty drained at the weigh-ins. I would say of all the people, Chandler looked pretty drained. A few people looked a little drained at the weigh-ins, if I'm being real, but Chandler looked the most drained. That's just my opinion. I don't know if anybody else picked up on that, but I like Gaethje to get the KO anyway. I just trust him in a war a little bit more and get it at plus odds. Solid. Shane Burgos by decision didn't break this fight down. Didn't lay chalk on this prop or anything because I like the path for Burgos by points and I like the value too. It's just I'm a little worried about Burgos' chin. He definitely has a good chin and he's been knocked out only by the best, but at the same time it's just he's been hit so many times. He's been in the game for so long. Like he could be that guy that just like the wheels kind of come off the bus later in his career. I don't necessarily think Billy Q's going to chin check him. The way I see it going is Burgos keeps it on the feet for the most part and he just wins the exchanges, lands the heavier shots. Billy Q's durability keeps him in there. Burgos gets a 29-28 decision. At plus 150, I think it's nice little prop for a parlay or a small straight bet if you want to go that route. And then Bobby Green by points. I put it in the good props category, but the Bobby Green fight I kind of just use as a parlay booster. So I just stuck with the money line. It was like minus 168 when I got it. Obviously, Bobby Green by points is a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, Bobby wins by points every time. He has a little bit of issues with like showboating and shit that can get him in trouble, lose him a round or two. But I mean, a minus 115 is the most likely outcome in that fight. It's a little bit better. I just personally mostly use the Bobby Green fight with the money line because I just don't think it's that much difference in value, and I just like to be safe. Especially we got Ali Quinta coming off a 2 year layoff. He got the shit kicked out of him in his last couple fights. He's more focused on things outside the fight game, it seems. So Bobby Green by points, decent prop, a little risky if you ask me. I should probably put it in the has value, but it's just I don't know. I didn't really know how to handle that prop. It's like I don't necessarily love the value, but I think it's a likely outcome if that makes any sense. And then the riskier ones that have some value, Colby by decision. I know a lot of people get very emotional if you have a take that isn't Usman won every round in his career 10-7, and he's going to do the same in this fight and he's going to knock him out violently in the third. Could happen. I broke this one down a while ago. I just feel like one relative to betting value, there's not a lot of value on Usman unless you want to go with the KO, unless you can really talk yourself into the KO, which is totally possible. I mean, he got it the first time. But yeah, I think the prevailing narrative is that Usman's striking has just gotten leaps and bounds better since the first fight. When I actually think his striking got better before the first fight, it really showed in the first Covington fight. But it's just a little tough to really analyze how good it was. But honestly, that was probably Usman's best striking performance in the first Colby fight. and it was just so measured, going to the body so well. So yeah, all credit to Usman. He's definitely found the path before. Could definitely do it again. I just think that the value is more on Colby at plus 460 for a decision. If you're gonna go with the prop, it's definitely worthwhile. And then CJ Vergara to win in round one, I think that has some value too. Plus 650, a little long shot parlay booster. Yeah, I just think that Vergara is a violent guy. I think Ode Osborne, just from what I can gather, his head, he's not like a killer, and he's got good tools, but he hasn't really beaten anybody great. And when he has gone against good fighters, he's 1-2 in the UFC. He's gotten finished by both fighters that were a clear tier ahead of him. And most of his wins prior to the UFC were against guys with winless records. He's not good against um he's not good at fighting off of his back foot. And yeah, I just think there's a very strong chance that Vergara just walks him down, knocks him out for a multitude of reasons. And then Frankie Edgar money line at plus 142. I didn't bet this one. I might. It's kind of like I'm leaving it there as like if some things go wrong, could try to use it to rebuild. I just think if anybody is going to grease a decision from the New York judges, it's going to be Frankie. And if you go back and watch that Pedro Munoz fight, that's the one that I'm most worried about. If he could just emulate that game plan, high volume, just edge out a couple rounds. It's only a 3 round fight, and Cheeto has been known to kind of start slow, give up the first round, and his style is great. Like I love watching Cheeto fight. It's very unique. He's very good at fighting in close, but it doesn't always play well with the judges. We've seen him on the wrong side of close decisions before, and he was in a close fight with Davy Grant. Granted, that was a fight he lost to, or an opponent he lost to prior in his career. So there's a lot on the line in that one. Grant was older, so I'm not necessarily, hating on Cheeto, but it should be noted that he had a tricky fight with Davy Grant. And yeah, I just think Frankie Edgar at plus 142 has a little bit of value. And I mean, I didn't even address it. I know Frankie's been absolutely demolished in 2 of his last 3, but he's just one of those guys who loves to fight. And as long as his chin has just anything left in the tank, I think there's a good chance that he wins a decision here. But not a confident play, not something I'm necessarily even going to bet. I just figured I'd note it. Same thing with this one, Chris Barnett money line. I'm staying away from this one, but I just want to note that Volante did say that he's going to retire after this fight. So if you look at the numbers on fighters that have announced their retirement prior to the fight, it's not good. Makes sense. Like, if you're mentally checked out of this shit, it's not good. But I just think that's such a low level fight anyway that I just can't get behind Chris Barnett, even with plus odds. But a lot of people are on that this week, so I figured I should make note of it. And then so for my bets this week, a little bit trickier. It's not like last week where there was just a direct deposit opportunity with Shemaev inside the distance, but put 1.5 units on Iangary money line. Definitely confident in that. Even if Gary doesn't get the knockout, I definitely like Iangary money line. So I always like to lay chalk on a parlay with my most confident money line play, even if it is a little bit juiced on the value side. I think I got that at like minus 310, so it's not too bad. But yeah, and then Bobby Green money line, I got that like minus 168. I didn't include the odds for that one, but yeah, put 1.5 units on that. It's about even money, give or take a little bit more. Um, and I did 1 unit on CJ Vergara money line. Been over that a few times. I got it at plus 132 last week. You can get it at a better price now. It's like plus 144. And yeah, 1 unit on that. Again, it's the first fight of the night, so if we need to rebuild with some of these other picks, that opportunity's there. And then half a unit on Vergara money line plus Iangary money line plus 213 on that one. Half a unit on Nasruddin Imavov money line. That one's a coin toss to me, but I do like Imavov. I think he's just a little bit more fluid. And then Gaethje by KO/TKO plus 269. Half a unit on that. 0.25 units on Vergara KO/TKO plus Imavov money line. Nice value on that, plus 675. And then I took an underdog shot, 0.25 U on Chris Curtis, plus 270. I might I might make another bet on Gaethje KO. If I do make another bet, it'll be on the website realitycircuit.com. I'm gonna post my betting guide immediately after this. And yeah, it's way easier to just update that. Like if I add in a pick, I could just add it on to the blog way easier than I can a video. I mean, I can probably do it on the video, but I'm still pretty new to YouTube. But anyway, so for the parlays, I only did 2 this week, and I put Vergara in both of them to again, just like if that loses, I can just sub in something else that I like Imavov, Burgos by points, whatever, and then just copy the rest of these legs. But I got Vergara money line, Iangary KO slash TKO, Bobby Green money line, Burgos by points. That one brings us to plus 2005. Um, yeah, I'm trying to do with these parlays. Last week we were one away from hitting a couple in like the plus 6,000 range, but it was because I had three method, one money line. So I'm trying to tighten it up just a little bit for a little less value. Do two money line, two method, not get greedy with it. Try to hit one of these. And then this one is just the super juiced parlay, $10 to win like 1.5K. I always like taking an educated stab at one of these, and obviously they have great cash out value if you can get just some traction on it. But I got Vergara in round one, Bobby Green by points, Gaethje KO, Colby by points, all props. Definitely a long shot, but yeah, plus 15,000. Can't pass up on an educated shot on these every week if you ask me. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Sure, subscribe. I will get right rolling on the breakdowns for UFC Vegas 42. Already got one done. I'm going to record another one right after this. And hope to have one more up tomorrow afternoon so that by the time UFC 268 goes live, we already got three picks done for UFC 242. Just kind of try to keep on this schedule. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Sure, subscribe. Good luck and take it easy.